Hello people, have you ever wondered how many decisions we make each day? Is it 100, thousands or even more? According to some studies, a human adult make 35,000 decisions every day, from simple decision to complex. The number may not be of much importance. What matters is how to make better decisions. But when it comes to decision making, we are prone to commit cognitive biases that inhibit us from making better and rational decisions in life. So to know more about cognitive biases, stay tuned and watch the video till end. Anchoring bias. It was first explained by Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman in a 1974 paper. It is a tendency to rely too much on the first information when making decisions. Whenever we buy a product, we often make our buying decision in relation to the first product that was shown to us. Thus, some clever salespeople show us first the costly products, followed by less costly product. Also, this is the reason that e-commerce websites such as Amazon, eBay, Flipkart, and so on give huge discounts on every product, which entice customers to buy the quality products at lower prices. Next time, try to analyze the information critically before arriving at buying decision.
Great deal just for $149.
Oh yeah.
Availability bias. The term was first coined in 1973 by psychologist Amos Tversky and Kahneman. It's a tendency to make the decisions on the basis of recent events that comes to mind quickly. As a result, you might think of those events to happen again is more probable than others. For instance, when you have heard about any recent road accident, plane crash or shark attack, etc., when you are about to do the same thing, maybe boarding a flight, driving vehicle or swimming at beach, you will recall the events and it appears to you that likelihood of that event to happen again become more, which is in reality it is not. What if this plane crash? You may cancel the trip.
After recent shark attack, I think it's not safe to swim.
Authority bias. The term was coined by Stanley Milgram, psychologist, in his series of social psychology Milgram experiments at the Yale University. It is a tendency to believe views to be true which comes from a person of authority. However, sometimes authorities can be wrong too. We should not always believe them blindly. Right from childhood, we are obliged to follow and respect the elders and higher authority people such as doctor, teacher, politician, etc. Due to this bias, often new ideas do not come from classes when teachers give lectures to students, as students being respected followers do not always challenge their teacher, while some teachers do mention, "Prove me wrong if you can." This encourages students to think outside the box and help them to gain better understanding of the subject. Bandwagon effect, also known as the herd mentality. The phrase bandwagon was first appeared in American politics in 1848 when Dan Rice used his bandwagon and its music to gain the attention for his political campaign. It is a tendency of a person to subscribe to beliefs or doing things which majority of people are doing. In relation to our earlier example, when we buy an online product along with discount, we do prefer to look for the reviews of the product. This ensures us that more the people are satisfied with the product, the better the product is, so that we do not end up buying the wrong product. This effect is even more deep as it affects in other aspects of life as well. The best example is the viral act of Harlem Shake back in 2013, and after that Ice Buckets Challenge and the recent the Kiki Challenge. Usually some people are afraid of doing something extraordinary on their own. That's why they always look for things which majority of people are doing rather than taking risk on their own.
Should I go for a job or pursue my passion?
You have only one life. You should go for passion.
No, I think it's too risky. What if I fail? I think I should go for a job.
Either become an outlier or follow the crowd.
choice sportive bias. It's a tendency when a person think about choices made in past, the person distort memories to convince that he or she made right choice. The reason being we tend to attribute positive feature to the choices we have made and negative feature to the choices we have not made. For example, the decision we made, it might be wrong, but we tend to think it was the right thing to do, or we convince ourselves in that way so that we do not end up making ourselves guilty about our decision.
Dude, you did wrong with him.
Nope, he deserved that. What I did was right.
Oh really? What if he did this with you?
It's better if you both mind your own business.
Confirmation bias. The confirmation bias was first described by Peter Wasson in 1960. It is a tendency when a person confirms their preconceived beliefs and filter out counter evidences and or opinions. For instance, when you want to confirm your preconceived beliefs, you tend to find the facts and figures that resonate with your beliefs and ignoring the information that contradicts your belief.
Hey, can you find the data to confirm my theory?
Sure, sir. I will find it for you.
The internet is full of with confirmation bias. The sole reason that fake news is being popular over the internet, it is because of this confirmation bias. With the COVID-19 pandemic on rise, fake news has been spreading globally. So check the sources before sharing the information on the social media handles. Framing effect. Framing effect were first demonstrated by Tversky and Kahneman in 1981. It occurs when people make decisions on the basis of the way the information is presented. Loss aversion. It is a tendency to avoid a loss than to make a gain. As losses loom larger than gains, said by Tversky. It is for this reason why some businesses show limited stock available or put countdown timer on their website. This helps them to increase the sales of product. Outcome bias. It is a tendency to form decision based on outcome of the events, then the analysis of the event that leads to outcome. In other words, we often took decision based on the outcome of an event, then analyzing the process that lead to outcome. The process is end in itself.
Hey, should we go for a startup?
Yeah, I want to be a part of it. Let's make it a success. We have run out of fuel. So, leaving the startup seems a rational option.
Overconfidence bias. It's a tendency to become overconfident, which often lead to undesirable consequences. Suppose a person who buys some shares in the market, out of sheer luck the shares performed well. Next time he become overconfident that whatever shares he pick, those shares always do well in market. And to his surprise, the next few days the share fell down.
Hey, can you do a favor for me?
Anything for you? What you want me to do?
Sam misbehaved with me last night. Teach him a lesson.
Don't mess with me, little boy.
Hey, how are you? Get well soon.
Ostrich effect. It's a tendency to avoid negative things. For example, during the market failure or sudden fall, people tend to avoid seeing the financial information and prefer seeing things when market goes up.
Hey, where were you last day? You said it will work. It didn't. Give me my money back.
It cannot be possible.
Hellooo effect. The term Hellooo effect was coined by Edward L. Thorndike, an American psychologist, in 1920. It is a tendency to believe that if a person is good or bad in one trait, then he or she must be equally good or bad in other trait as well. For instance, if someone is a great speaker, then he or she may be or may not be great in other trait as well.
Dude, she looks beautiful. She must be smarter too.
No, she's a dumbass.
Survivorship bias. It was first used by statistician Abraham Wall during World War II. It is a tendency to generalize and to believe if someone becomes successful in rare events, then it is possible for others too. The fact that people like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates and Elon Musk and others who were college dropouts who made their companies and they become successful, it does not mean every other can become successful by dropping out from colleges. What people fail to realize and consider is that what not to do is equally important as well for doing something big in any field.
You are doing really great in your digital marketing agency. Hey bro, now I decided I will do business and I will make good money too.
Hey bro, why you gave up? You were doing great at your business.
Note that I have been struggling from last 2 years, could not earn much. I realized that doing business is not my cup of tea. So I left the business and joined a job.
Selective perception. It was first coined by prominent advertising researcher Samuel Smith. It is a tendency by which a person only perceives things based on his or her interest and ignore other perspectives.
Hey dude, you are interpreting the situation in a wrong way.
You'd better mind your own business. I think you are right. I know, she is out of her mind.
Status quo bias. The term status quo bias was first introduced by researcher William Samuelson and Richard Zeckhauser in 1968. It is a tendency in which a person prefers things stay as the way they are and people become reluctant to change. As most people fear from changing themselves as they think if they change they may lose or fail at something. But real growth happens only when you challenge the status quo. This is the reason why big companies choose their tagline in such a way that inspire them to keep growing. Life demands investment. Those who are willing to pay the price, life throws ample opportunities to them. By working on it, people change the course of the world forever by making it a better living place. Hope you liked the video.
Do not forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon.